All right, so you messed up. You failed to achieve your New Year's resolutions, and you failed to achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. And that's okay, because you know what? I did too. Truth of the matter is 91% of people fail to achieve their New Year's resolutions. And in this video, I'm going to show you why missing your goals may be the best thing that's ever happened to you. But here's the thing. Before we get into the fact that these missing goals may not be as devastating as we think, we first must get into the common psychology that comes behind with goal setting and what we feel about ourselves when we do not achieve these lofty goals that we set for ourselves. So when I'm working with individuals that are looking to improve their life and business, and maybe they're looking to start a new endeavor or a side hustle, there's a couple of things that resonate very strongly when I talk about goals and goal setting. The first thing that I see is a sense of overwhelming guilt and shame. I mean, people oftentimes are embarrassed and they're ashamed because they wrote down and had these lofty goals and they didn't achieve them. The second effect that missing your goals can have on you is this kind of the sense of self-doubt. Like I say, when people miss their goals, then they start doubting themselves and they think it's because I didn't work hard enough, or I'm not talented enough, and that I'll never be able to achieve these goals. And that is so far from the truth. The third psychological effect that it has on us is that it starts creating fear. Fear of setting lofty goals because of the fact that you didn't achieve it the first time, and so now you're fearful that you're not going to be able to achieve it again. And to not set yourself up for disappointment, you start undercutting yourself and you start setting goals that are just well beneath what your expectations should be. To be honest with you, if you want to be successful, if you want to have an extraordinary life and you want to pursue your passions and improve your life and your business, then you have to have an abundance mindset, and you have to have a mindset that no matter what happens, I am going to go ahead, I'm going to push forward on this, and even if I don't achieve my goals, I know that each and every day along this journey, I'm going to learn new things and I'm going to take steps forward to get there. So let's talk about the mind shifts that you need to take in order to set yourself up for success. Number one is that you have to celebrate the small wins. So when you look over at your goals and the things that you set out for yourself, let's first take a look at the things that you did achieve, right? Maybe you did not get to the end goal, but did you take some steps to get there? Did you do certain things? Like I set up a goal for myself that I was going to grow this YouTube channel. And to be honest with you, I grew 5 subscribers last year, but you know what? It's okay, because I took assessment of myself and I did celebrate the small wins. I celebrated the fact that I was able to improve my editing skills, that I was able to lock in on some new systems and some new methods that I can use to help streamline my process going forward. I celebrate the fact that I have 5 new subscribers, and despite the fact that I fell off early in the year because of certain things that happened. So celebrate the small wins and just look at it as an accomplishment, because you did something. You did more than you did last year. You took steps to achieve your goal. So as long as you're moving forward and you're making progress, then that's a win for me. Chalk it up as a win. Another mistake that we all make is that we sometimes think a little bit too ambitious about what we're trying to do. We sit there and we think that this is what I want to achieve because it's something that you're excited about and you're looking forward to it, and you just know that if you put your hard work and your effort into it, you'll be able to achieve it this year. But did you really take an assessment of your entire life and what is involved in your day-to-day functions? Did you leave enough time for your family? Did you leave enough time for your job if you're working a 9 to 5? Did you leave enough time for rest? I mean, yes, there's 24 hours in a day, but you know what? We can't work 24 hours a day. There is importance on making sure that you get a good night's rest, and that you eat, and that you spend time with your loved ones, that you spend time on some quiet time, some study time, some prayer time. There's time that you have to allocate for. So we have to adjust our expectations. Sometimes our expectations are just way too much. We're all human. We're all limited in our capabilities. We don't have infinite strength. We don't have infinite energy. We don't have infinite types of talents, right? We have to learn that if there's a certain thing that we're striving for, then maybe there's certain skills that we have to acquire along the way. Maybe there's going to be certain time that we need to dedicate to do that. So we have maybe be a little bit more thoughtful for your goals and say, this is a long-term goal, and my goal for this year is to make sure that I take certain steps I need to do to achieve this in order to get there. Break it down into small things, and that way it'll be easier for you to go back to what? Step 1? Celebrate the small wins. If you break a task down to tiny parts, you can make sure that you achieve each of those tiny parts. You can take time to celebrate that success, and then when you look back at what you achieved over the year, you can count up a whole bunch of small wins, and then you can readjust your expectations for what you need to do next year. So here's the last point. Early in the year, I set out some ambitious goals for myself. I set out a goal to finish my book. I wanted to make sure that the business that my wife and I had started was going to be a success, that it was operating on its own, fully automated by the end of the year, and that I was going to dedicate a lot of time to YouTube and be consistent in putting out a video every week. And I failed on most of those goals. But you know what else happened during the year? I beat cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer. I went through the necessary stages that I needed to do to have surgery, to get it removed, and all of my follow-ups, and took care of my health, and I beat it. I'm walking out cancer-free. So when I look back at my goals, cancer was not something that I counted for. It's not something that I anticipated, but you know what? My priorities had to shift a little bit, so I need to have a little bit of grace on myself, and maybe you need to have a little bit of grace on you too. Because what happened during your day? What happened during your year? What happened during that time period that you set out this goal for yourself? Maybe you had a major life event. Maybe certain things changed. Maybe it was a health issue. Maybe you started doing something and you found out that it wasn't quite as exciting as you thought. Or maybe you got into something that was a little bit harder than you thought it was going to be, and it's taking you a little bit more time to learn it and go through the steps. Maybe there's additional skills and talents that you realize that you don't have that you need to develop in the meantime. You're going to have to give yourself a little bit of grace and move forward and understand that each day is another day. This is all one big journey, and it's not about you checking off the boxes on the journey, but what you're learning and what you can absorb along the way. And what I see with people that I'm working with when we start making these mindset shifts is a couple of things. Number one, you'll probably start achieving more because you're going to have less pressure on yourself to achieve it. There's a great book, Feel Good Productivity, by another YouTube guru, Ali Abdaal. And in his book, he talks about this fact that we can be more productive when we're having fun. And you can't have fun if you're being pressured. We all understand how that is. Anytime that you're doing something because you have to do it, automatically all the fun gets zapped out of it. So have fun and don't pressure yourself, and you'll find that you're probably going to be able to achieve more. You'll be able to be more creative, and you'll be able to have more excitement in your day. And that within itself is going to be a win. And then you'll also be able to have a little bit more confidence in yourself, because as you're marking off the smaller wins, when you're taking time to celebrate the wins, when you're starting to see progress on the smaller steps that you take, then that's going to show you that, you are capable. You are learning things. You are progressing in your journey, and you're taking necessary steps to get there. And the closer you get there and the more that you start achieving, you're going to see that your mind starts to click in, and then you start getting even more excited about it because now you're getting closer to the finish line. You know how it is sometimes? I'm going to use an example. This might be a little crash, but I'm going to use an example. You know how it is sometimes when you have to go to the bathroom really bad? And you got to hold it in because maybe you're in a car or you're traveling a long distance, right? After a while, you kind of suppress it and you kind of forget about it, and you keep it on the back burner because you can't get to a bathroom anytime soon. But as soon as you're getting closer to the bathroom, say you go home, you're coming up the stairs and you see the bathroom and you're getting there and you're almost there, all of a sudden, everything wants to come out. It gets harder and harder and harder for you to hold it in. And that's a little bit what it's like with your confidence, right? Your confidence can kind of wane in those quiet times when you're so far from the goal and you're not seeing it. You kind of sit back and you're doubting that you'll ever get there, and you're kind of unenthusiastic about it because it just seems so far away. But the closer you get and the more steps that you're taking, and you're starting to see progress and you're starting to see that finish line right in front of you, your confidence is going to grow dramatically. And as your confidence grows, then you're going to be more energetic about getting there. You're going to start, taking on additional things. You might push a little bit harder. You may, venture out and try to do things that you were scared to do before, because now your confidence is there because you achieved so much in the past. So now the future is looking bright and you're excited to get there and you're pushing forward. So as you're going through this mind shift change as well, you're also going to notice that your motivation is going to start increasing, because you know what's happening. You're enjoying life more. You're having fun with it. You're seeing things being accomplished. You're celebrating your wins. You're gaining confidence. And now you're more motivated than ever to make it happen because it's within your reach. and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you know that each small step that you take, you see the way that your life has changed. You can see how there's the possibilities now are stacking up, and you get a little anxious, and now you're saying, okay, now I want to achieve this because I can see this money is right around the corner, or this particular thing that I've been striving for all my life is right there. Now I'm going to be more motivated than ever to make it happen because I can see it happening. Once you do that, there's going to be no stopping you. And I really hope that this resonated with you. I hope you found some comfort in knowing that if you missed your goals, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't take it as the end of the world. It's not as devastating as we think. We all come short of our goals sometimes. It's just a small mindset shift that's going to help you propel yourself. There's a lot of resources that I put down below. If you're a content creator looking to improve your influencer business, I have a couple links for that there where you can watch this video. Or if you want some more details about my journey and my battle with cancer, I have a video for you there. Make sure you go and check out all the resources down below, and maybe you can find something that's going to help you improve your life and your business. I'm your boy Paul, and if you're interested in improving your life and your business, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me on all of my socials. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.